What is social self? Social self is part of our identity that shape our interactions with others and groups that we belong to on. It is how we perceive influence ourselves in relations to them. There's a four types of social self. First is perceptions in relations to others. Second is social identity. Third is interactions and presentations. And fourth or lastly is dynamic and contextual. In perceptions in relations to others, social identity, it's about to understand who you are or how you think into social groups. Social identity, it's about your identities you derive from groups you belong to, such as students, parent, workmate, or particular in community. While in interactions and presentations, it's about involves your skills in interact with others on how you present yourselves in different social situations. And lastly, the dynamic and contextual. This type of social self is about peaks or it can change depend on situations or goals. Here, some example of social self. First is social media presence, next is group activity, and third is interpersonal behavior. Just a real quick questions. How do you present yourself in everyday life? So there's eight types of presentations of selves in everyday life. First is performance, second is setting, third is appearance, fourth is manner, five is front, six is front stage, seven is backstage, and lastly is off stage.
Next is the setting. Setting is basically where the interaction takes place. The setting for the performance includes the scenery, props, and location. Different settings will have different audiences and will require the actor to adjust his performance accordingly.
So, what is appearance? Appearance is the observable aspects of an individual's physical presentation that they use to control the impressions others form of them. And appearance is how you show yourself, and it's all about how you present yourself to others through your looks. It's how you use your body, clothes, and grooming to give off a certain impression. Your appearance is like your personal brand. It sends a messages about who you are, what you like, and what you want to be seen. And overall, your appearance is the outward expression of your inner social self. It's how you visually communicate your identity, values, and social belonging to the world.
Manner refers to the way a person behaves, speaks, or acts when dealing with others. It includes showing respect, kindness, and politeness in different situations. Good manner help create positive relationships, while bad manner can cause misunderstandings or conflicts. In short, manners are the actions and attitudes we show that reflect how we treat other people.
Front is the part of personality you show to others in a specific social situation. It's like the role you play or the script you perform or act when you're performing in front of the audience. Alright, let us imagine. We're an actor in a play. The front is everything we use to play our part on stage for audience to see. This includes, of course, the costumes, the props, or anything else we carry. And this also includes even how the way we act, talk, and move. While in social life, the stage is any place where we are around other people, like at the school, with our friends, or at a family dinner. Our social self is the actor, and the front is the part of our personality we show to the world in a specific situation. We have different fronts for different audiences. The way we act with our friends is probably different from how we act with our parents or relatives.
Now let's proceed to Goffman's idea of front stage, backstage, and off stage in everyday life. First, the front stage. This is when a person is performing in front of others. Ibig sabihin, just like an actor on stage, we show our best self kasi may nanonood. Example, kapag nasa school tayo, we act polite, attentive, at maayos because teachers and classmates are watching. Second, the backstage. This is when we are away from the audience. Dito, we can relax and be our true selves or drop the roles we play in front of others. For example, kapag nasa bahay ka with your family or close friends, you don't need to pretend. Last, the offstage. Ito naman yung interaction natin with people individually, hindi bilang group performance. Example, kapag kinausap mo privately yung classmate mo, iba yung interaction kaysa kapag nasa harapan ka ng buong klase. In short, Goffman says that life is like a stage play. We perform differently depending on whether we are in front stage, backstage, or offstage.
In terms in developing a concept of self, there is a 5 example how to develop yourself. First is self-concept. Second is coolest looking glass self. Third is mid's I and me. Fourth is exaggerated sense of self. And lastly, the self-control. In self-concept, self-constructions is made up to oneself schemas to interact with self-esteem. Knowledge and social self, it includes the past, present, and future selves. In short definition, self-concept, it's about how you think about yourself, your beliefs, self-descriptions, and personal identity. In terms in coolest looking glass self, it's about a social psychological theory to explain how self-concept and identity develop through your interpretations on others perceive. We have the 3 stages of coolest looking glass self. First is we imagine our appearance to others. Second is we develop self-feelings, and lastly other judgments of that appearance.
Next is Mead's I and Me. Theory by George Herbert Mead, which explains how we develop a social sense of self by being able to see ourselves through the eyes of others. According to him, there are 2 parts of the self, I and me. I is when we are not concerned with how others view us. Me is the social definition of who we are. For example, a child may pull a cat's tail and be told by his mother that it is bad and he shouldn't do it, while receiving a slight slap on the hand. Later, the child may mimic the same behavior toward the self and say aloud that it is bad while patting his own hand. As a result, the child is able to see himself through the eyes of the mother. As the child grows and is exposed to many situations and rules of culture, he begins to view the self in the eye of many others through these cultural norms or rules. The I part of the scenario is when the baby unconsciously pulls a cat's tail, and the me part is when the child mimics the behavior of his mother.
The next is exaggerated sense of smell or hyperosmia. Means your sense of smell is much stronger than normal. Everyday smells can become overwhelming and even sickening. Hyperosmia or a super smell makes everyday odors overwhelmingly strong, leading to discomfort like headaches or nausea, and is often triggered by things like hormonal changes or migraines. This condition can really affect your social life, causing you to avoid public places with strong smells, making it hard to enjoy meals with others, and even increasing anxiety. To manage hyperosmia and improve your social well-being, it's important to avoid strong odors and treat any underlying health issues.
Self-control is our ability to manage our emotions, actions, and words, even if sometimes you feel angry, upset, or tempted to do something wrong. Self-control helps us to stay calm and do what is right. Self-control helps us to avoid conflicts and stay focused to our goals.